Hey there, welcome back. I have 11 books for you today that I want to recommend to you for Mother's Day. The theme behind today's video is going to be women, mothers in all walks of life. Motherhood isn't just one story. Motherhood is a million different little fires and rebellions that happen. Today, I want to highlight voices that explore this raw, uncompromising truth of the maternal experience. We're starting the video off with the story of a woman who is reclaiming her life after loss. This is going to be Time of the Flies by Claudia Piñeiro. This is translated by Francis Riddle. This is this sharp and feminist noir that is set in Argentina that asks what happens when the society that you lived in, that labeled you and defined you as a mother, no longer has a place for you. In this one, we follow a woman and a mother who served 15 years after committing this crime of passion. We start off at the beginning of the novel when she is released. She is trying to figure out what to do with her life and trying to rebuild it by starting a fumigation company for women by women. And things start to take a turn when she gets an unusual request based on her previous background. But now if Piñeiro gives us the cold aftermath of violence, this next book is going to give us the storm itself. And this is going to be Hurricane Season by Fernanda Melchor. This is translated from Spanish by Sophie Hughes. I won't sugarcoat it. This is a dark book. It's a book about the dark mythology of a village and about the cyclical violence that often begins and ends with the mothers who raise us. It's this brutal and often hallucinatory look at the life of this witch in a small Mexican town. The beginning of the story, we find out that this witch is dead, and from there we get the myriad perspectives of everybody that lives in this small, very isolated town and the brutality that happens there. It's not for the faint of heart. Now, if you're looking for more book recommendations that explore this line between mother and healer, then this next book is for you. This is Wtiches by Brenda Lozano. And actually, let me see who translated this one. This is translated by Heather Cleary. I wish I had a physical copy of this book. The cover is stunning. I might need to get one after this. In Wtiches, Brenda Lozano is exploring several themes. Themes of the patriarchy, belonging, identity, gender, and colonialism by juxtaposing the lives of two very separate women. On one hand, we follow a traditional Oaxacan curandera who has found international acclaim due to her healing abilities and her hallucinogenic mushrooms. Her life is juxtaposed by the other woman that we follow. She is a modern woman, a journalist who is living in the city, and she's also being weighed down by the societal expectations around her. Lozano uses repetition in this very specific and intentional way. At times, the narrative feels cyclical and like we're just going round and round, which I think adds to this juxtaposition of their two lives. And although this book can show that feminine power can be healing, sometimes it's also about survival by any means necessary, and that is central to this next book. This is Reservoir Bitches by Dahlia de la Cerda, translated by Heather Cleary and Julia Sanchez. This is a collection of 13 short stories. They are gritty, they are unapologetic, and they are about women from all walks of life in Mexico. These are women, mothers, daughters, friends who are not looking for permission. They are looking for justice, and the justice that they're looking for is often through the barrel of a gun. Each story in here is narrated in a first-person point of view that gives this deep and intimate point of view into the lives of our characters in here. It's loud and it's bold, and it's going to stay with you way past after you read it. Now, survival can also come in a more quieter and more devastating form, and that is what we explore in this next book. That is The Bitch. This is by Pilar Quintana. It's also translated. I have a lot of translated books on this list. This is translated by Lisa Dillman. Now, this one is set in the hot and humid coastal coast of Colombia in this very small coastal village. Our main character lives in their small home with her husband, and she is at an age where she is expected to have children, but those children have never come. It's this haunting story of a woman whose desire to be a mother leads her to adopt a dog instead. It's also this visceral look at the maternal instinct when it has nowhere else to go. This next book is one of my favorites. This is Breast and Eggs by Mieko Kawakami. This is translated by Sam Bet and David Boyd. I adore this book. It's this deeply moving and at times funny exploration of bodily autonomy, and it deconstructs these societal pressures that are placed on women to be perfect. There is no topic in here that is too taboo to tackle, from plastic surgery to the weirdness of coming of age and coming into your body and all the changes that happen with that, to the ethics of artificial insemination. What stood out to me the most about this book is the way that Kawakami is able to capture these feelings of longing and transformation, and the ways in which our bodies can cause us discomfort, pain, pleasure. I just really love this book. It's time for a reread soon. Now, if you're looking for a book that deals with similar themes around bodily pressure, autonomy, and the ways in which our body change, but you want it with a supernatural twist, this next book is going to be perfect for you. This is Every Drop is a Man's Nightmare by Kamalei Kakimoto. This is another collection of short stories that are set in Hawaii. These are stories that blend folklore with modern life. These are stories about mothers that are haunted by superstitions and also haunted by the literal nightmares of the man around them. It's speculative fiction that is grounded in blood, and the cover is also incredibly stunning. Now, if you're looking for a story that focuses on the nightmare of modern motherhood, look no further than And Then She Fell by Alicia Elliot. This is another book that I love so much. It's one of my favorites. This is this mind-bending, hallucinatory look at an Indigenous mother who is struggling with postpartum depression, and the haunting sense that this new perfect life that she built around her is actually a gilded cage. It's both biting and tender at the same time, and just explores so many different themes: motherhood, colonialism, heritage, parallel universes perhaps. It's just such a perfect novel for me, and another one that you will also keep thinking about way past after you're done reading it. This next book highlights that sometimes the way to survive societal pressure and expectations is by building a family of your own. It's this beautiful testament to chosen family, chosen motherhood, and the revolutionary power of finding a sanctuary where you can finally speak your truth and be yourself. This is going to be Cantoras by Carolina de Robertis. This story is set in the 1970s in Uruguay during a military dictatorship. We follow 5 queer women who are just trying to carve a space for themselves where they can be free and they can be happy and be themselves. It's a beautiful story, incredibly well told. I'm pretty sure this was the first book that made me realize that I actually like historical fiction. Now, reclaiming your truth isn't always about finding sanctuary. Sometimes reclaiming your truth comes with a reckoning, and that is exactly why this book is on this list. This is The White Hop by Quiara, Alegria, Hudes. Another book that I love so much. I also love the way that this one is told. It has this like rhythmic sense to it as you're reading it that just builds and builds and builds. The one word that comes to mind when I think of The White Hot for me is electric. You just feel all of these emotions that our main character is feeling. Although depending on who you are, you might also read this book and find it enraging. In this one, we are following a young mother who is raising her daughter in a multi-generational house. There's this fire and rage and desire that is burning within our main character, and the only escape that she has is to lock herself up in her bathroom and try to calm this fire inside. And so one day, instead, she makes the decision to pick up and leave and follow those desires wherever they lead her. This is a story about the fire that we inherit from the women that came before us, and how that fire can either burn or heal, or both. We're going to end this video about a book that deals with the legacies that we leave behind. This is Black Cake by Charmaine Wilkerson. Black Cake starts off with a death and a traditional Caribbean cake that is placed in a freezer. We follow 2 siblings who are trying to unravel the secrets and history of their mother after she passes. It's a story that, at least for me, reminded me that my mom had her own life and history that she lived way before I ever came into the picture. We are all just icebergs. There is so much hidden below the surface, and unfortunately sometimes we only begin to understand that way after someone that we loved has passed. This is beautifully told, another example of incredible historical fiction that I loved. So those are my 11 book recommendations for Mother's Day. Let me know if you've read any of these. What other books would you recommend that are in theme with these books? All right, see you later. Bye.